What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid, bringing you some very exciting news. Or actually, you know what? Let's change that. 2 bits of very exciting news. 1 for me, 2 for probably most of you. So, as you might know, not long ago I made a video basically explaining how there is very likely an FF9 remake actually in the works. Give a bunch of proof and all that. One of the things I missed off is how they actually did then start doing a full production of FF9 Kybring figures, which, you know, just further leads to that more FF9 merch that they had going. But since then, something's changed, okay? Something has actually changed for the better. And honestly, I really wish I made this video a few days ago when I was, when I first found out about it. Because since then, some things have also changed. So, what is it that has transpired? Well, first things first is Final Fantasy IX Remake and Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster have appeared on online stores with box art, okay? And this isn't like your typical trashy remake box art or anything like that, you know, like placeholders. These actually look pretty genuine for box arts, to be fair. Like, they actually do look pretty genuine. Obviously, it could be fan-made box art that the stores have just, you know, found on Google and have stuck up. Could be. Who knows, though? Who knows? But essentially, about a week ago, it did come out that quite a few stores actually had listed Final Fantasy IX Remake and Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster online for PC, basically. PC for Epic Games specifically was listed, especially for Tactics Remaster. That was only listed for Epic Games, whereas the 9 Remake is listed for Epic Games and Steam. There were some versions, some stores were listing for PS5 as well. I didn't see any other console listings, but you know, it is what it is. Since then, though, unfortunately, most of these listings have been taken down. And it seems they actually all got taken down pretty much at the same time, which was around last night. So whether that's, you know, Square getting in touch with them, being like, yeah, take this down right now, is anybody's guess. But no. There is still one listing up, and that's what I'm going to use to show you guys right now. This is also why I wish I actually did this video a week ago when I originally wanted to, but PC problems, you know how it is, guys, meant I was not able to do that. So I can only show you the one website instead of the 5 or 6 that I actually found originally. So right here we have a website called instantgaming.com. It is kind of a trustworthy website for buying things from. You know, it's not like some trashy knockoff Chinese site or anything. But as you can see right here, Final Fantasy IX Remake. Release date is expected for 2023. Now, this is interesting because I have looked around this website. For games that don't actually have a release date, they actually have this as TBA. So this might not even be placeholder. Because if it was placeholder, I imagine it would actually be TBA on their other things as well. So this makes me think that maybe it's coming in 2023. As well as all the other websites that I did find previously did also have it listed for 2023. Now, obviously I can't show you the other websites because they were taken down, basically. Well, the websites weren't taken down, but the listings were taken down. And as you can see right here, Epic Games, PC Epic Games, and PC Steam. Now, for the Epic Games, look at the box art. You know, you've got the normal Final Fantasy IX logo right there, but then you've also got Remake just below it. Now, that Remake is actually pretty much identical to the font for the FF7 Remake box art, and it also blends extremely well with the actual you know, the actual overlay of the Final Fantasy IX bit there. Like, it's got the same sort of stroke, it's got the same blending effects and whatnot. So this could potentially be a fan-made one, but if it is a fan-made, then it's a good fan-made one, to be honest, because this is actually, I wouldn't be surprised to see a logo like this on a remake of a game. I mean, case in point, the FF7 logo is pretty much identical, essentially. But then below you've got, you know, all the information and whatnot. Developer, Square Enix. Publisher, Square Enix. Release date, 2023. So, it's a little interesting, to say the least. Will it be happening? Still not confirmed. We've still not heard it from the cat's mouth. Square Enix have still not actually confirmed it. But this, in my opinion, is just one more... It's one more nail in the coffin to confirm it. Because we've already got so many things pointing to an FF9 remake. There are so many things pointing to it, and Square's just absolute renewed interest in the game. Now coupled with a bunch of stores actually listing it, and then pretty much all taking it down at once, that to me screams that SE has got involved and actually, you know, turned around and said to them, get that listing down, basically. Because I could understand if one or two took it down and then the others left it up. That could just be a case of, okay, well, nothing's confirmed, let's just take the listing down until it is. This, I don't know, seems a little bit more, to be honest. It does seem a little bit more. Obviously, still a rumor, I will not stress that enough. Take all this information with a grain of salt because nothing is confirmed. But then if we move over to the next tab that I have open here, which I assume some of you guys noticed pretty much right away and continue to stare at, just waiting for me to jump to it. Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster. Now the interesting part about this is exclusively listed for Epic Games. There is nothing else, so no Steam, no console, or anything about that on this website. So, could be because look at like what, excuse me, look at what Square's been doing with their PC things lately. Obviously, Pixel Remaster did come to Steam, but look at the Kingdom Hearts franchise. That's all on Epic Games. It's like Square is bringing their big key titles over to Epic rather than Steam, because obviously Epic will pay them more money to actually list it on there, especially games that they know are going to sell. What is one of the most loved games in the series? At least according to everybody else, not me. That would be Final Fantasy Tactics, and Square have been asked for just years and years and years to make, excuse me, bit of a dry throat. But no, Square have been asked for years to make a Tactics remaster. So this is also one of the things that was in the Nvidia leak originally that, you know, Nvidia were making drivers for, basically. So this could be a very genuine thing because there's quite a lot in that Nvidia leak that has actually already turned out to be true, whether it's, you know, something that's been released or announced. A lot of that list is actually coming true. So it does stand to reason that this could also be true. And now we have a listing, again, for 2023. We know from the past that there was... oh my god, I'm going to have a drink in a minute. We know from the past that Square did actually set up a unit, and they also hired a third-party company. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I did actually make a video about this before, though, where we theorized that it could have been like a Parasite Eve remake, but... obviously not. But yeah, like they have the teams working on remakes and remasters. We know that they were working on big remakes and big remasters. So now for these to come out, like, I want to say about oh my god. No, I don't have Rona before anyone starts commenting that. It's literally a dry throat. But no, since about a year on, because it was about a year now that they, you know, all the information came out about how they were working with other studios and that on remakes and remasters. We've got in FF9 remake news, Tactics Remaster news, and Tactics Remaster was kinda almost leaked by one of the actual devs at Square. If you don't know, there was a whole thing where there was an interview and all that, and they were basically... He sort of leaked it. He sort of leaked it, basically. I assume any Tactics fans already know about this interview, though, so I'm not going to go into details on that in this video. If you want me to, though, let me know, you know, and I'll make a video dedicated to all the information for Tactics Remaster. That is perfectly fine by me if you want it. But yeah, so far, these are the two that we know about. There is also a case of the Chrono Trigger. So Chrono Trigger Remaster is also very, very likely in the works. I assume you guys would have seen about a week ago now. I think it was about a week ago, somewhere around that. The internet just blew up all of a sudden with all this information perpetuating to a Chrono Trigger Remaster. Remaster, not a remake. So I'm sorry if you wanted a remake. When it comes to remasters with Square, though, we should hold a grain of salt, because, let's be honest, their remasters are not exactly highly done. Like, honestly, if they do remaster Tactics and Chrono Trigger, my expectations would be new models, updated UI, and then AI upscaled backdrops. That's literally all I would expect from a remaster from Square. So, you know, don't go thinking it's going to get the FF7 remake treatment or anything like that. Square do not put that level of effort into their remasters, unfortunately. So, sorry to burst your bubble, but you know, it is what it is. But no, this is definitely a nice bit of information now leading furthermore to an FF9 remake drop. So we'll just have to wait and see, honestly. This now is definitely really leading me to believe that we are going to get something like this. But again, just gotta wait and see. We gotta wait for Square to really just announce it. With Endwalker releasing on Friday, well, it goes into early access Friday. The official release is next Tuesday. That means they're not going to be putting all their, you know, all their resources into promoting that. So that's when I think we would probably see some news for FF9 Remake. Possible that we will see an announcement maybe at E3 next year, but I know lately Square is sort of dropping their E3 announcements. They don't really care much about E3, because let's be honest, nobody really cares about E3 anymore. But no, I do think if FF9 Remake is going to happen, we're probably going to see some news about it next year, to be honest. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on whatever I've talked about in this video, my, you know, initial impression, well, my initial information for the FF9 remake, and just where, you know, where your stance is. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to get the remakes and remasters, or do you disagree entirely? But though, as always, everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.